Yo, 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 what's good, world? Y'all already know who it is, man. It's your boy Gio, man. I'm back with another one, man. Like I never left. This one right here going on that rich homie Quan stuff, man. Y'all got to see the footage, how all the people that was visiting was acting suspicious, how his brother, the girl or the wife, girlfriend, wife was acting like she ain't know nothing about nothing. And this is just all strange and unfamiliar and kind of weird and wicked to me. I mean, that's the family and the wife, and don't nobody know nothing. But when he break the bread, they know about that. When he get his, they know all about that. But them all being in the same household and him passing away, they not knowing about anything. You know, I'm pretty sure they know who gave him what and what not. Allegedly, people were saying it was some of Pee Wee Longway people's, but we're not going to say that. You know, he's already going through his thing right now with his situation. But y'all got to check this out. Let me know what y'all think, man, because this right here is just super suspicious. Drop in the comments. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know what y'all think about this one, man. Let's talk about it, man. I'm out.
Sir, I'm Sergeant Michael Young, Atlanta Police Department. He's going to look at where, the area where he's located. Are you, what's your name?
His dad.
Who's dad?
Yeah.
What's your first name?
Corey.
What's your last name?
Lamar.
What's a good number for you, Mr. Lamar? Okay. So who else lives here other than him?
His brother, he's in the house.
Okay.
His engineer was here.
Okay.
And his girl, his kid's mom.
His kid mom. Now, can you show me where he was found at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what happened? From what Dre tell me, Andre is his brother. Dre said...
We got a couple more people coming. Just give you a heads up, okay?
Dre said... I'm going to tell you what Dre told me.
Okay, you said Dre?
Dre, yeah, that's his brother. Dre said they had smoked the blunt.
Mm-hmm.
They came upstairs. Dre went upstairs to his room. Quan stayed in the kitchen. At some point or another, Dre came back downstairs. And he saw Quan on the floor in the kitchen. And he picked Quan up. And when he picked him up, he said Quan was breathing hard.
Okay.
He laid him on the sofa. He was snoring. I'm sorry if they was snoring.
Mm-hmm.
So he laid him on the sofa. He went back upstairs. And when he came, he checked him and stuff. You know, like he was, said that he was, breathing. And said that he laid him on the sofa. And Dre went to take the Sprinter to the shop for me. And I missed three calls from Amber, who was his girl, who was his baby mama.
Mm-hmm.
And she texted me, she was like, please call me. I'm finna call the ambulance. So when she said that, I was in Decatur. I immediately came here. And when I got here, they had him on the stretcher. And had that thing on his chest, with his arms up. So entertainer, man. He do drugs.
Is the blunt still in there that he smoked?
They probably smoked the blunt, bro.
Smoked the blunt?
But another one of his kids, mom, I talked to her since today, and she was on the phone with him up until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. She said,
2 o'clock.
And she said that she said he ordered some food. She said he told her he took a Xanax pill.
Mm-hmm.
And while they were on the phone talking, he was drinking lean. And she was like, why is you drinking that lean? And you say you just took a pill. You follow what I'm saying? So I'm not going to deny, man. Like, and when I say heavy drugs, man, as a parent, they only going to let you see so much.
Okay.
But it's like, I know, like, when I talk to him, I know when he high, and I know when he not. Me and him spoke on the phone several times yesterday. He wasn't high. Mm-hmm. You follow me? But I think our last conversation, it was daytime. May have been like 3 o'clock or something.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't high, but she did. And I told her, I said, tell me the truth, don't lie to me. She did tell me he was high now.
It was high.
She said,
all right, show me where's that? Cross it up. Do that. And put those 2 things in there. Everything. You heard what, you know?
Trip. Look, Dre, that's his brother with the tank top on.
Okay.
He can show you, okay?
All right, thank you.
Wait, Trip.
I gotta go get Zara. Okay.
Of course, I want to say I'm sorry for your loss.
I'm finna leave now in a minute. When I get through with this, huh? She working.
Hold on, is somebody gonna stay here?
Yeah, somebody be here.
Okay, all right. What's your full name?
Andre.
Andre Lamar.
Munford. MUNFORD.
M-U-N?
Yes, MUNFORD.
Okay. What's your date of birth, Mr. Munford? What's your phone number? Now, how do we get in the gate if other people come in? Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, can you?
Yeah, I can put the flicker down.
Appreciate it.
That's why I saw him. He was asleep right here though. But I don't know if he had knocked himself out of the whip. He was snoring.
Mm-hmm. He was snoring?
Yeah, he was just snoring. So I tried to wake him up and he moved. Like I said,
just take a picture of that in the house and then we're done.
I mean, cause really, by law, you ain't supposed to go in there without a warrant.
No, the warrant was signed by the
warrant
was signed already.
But you got to show us before you go in, though, right?
No. As long as the warrant is signed by the judge, then you're good.
All right, but please just let us see it before y'all, you know.
You should have a copy for it.
I appreciate it.
All right, so right here is where he was laying at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. We moved Dre moved him trapped out shower. You notice it was like Amber, who's the girlfriend probably at the hospital, noticed he was not acting normal, breathing really deep. Pull him off, and that's when he had the purge. There's nothing really obvious out here yet, but you know, it could have been. That's why I said this one. Yes. He was on there doing CPRs. And this is, so 11:37 when we got. What time did we get notified? What's the time on the calls?
I grabbed them guys and I thought about you. So wait,
What?
collect some more stuff? She said bottles.
They gotta get some promethazine in there, man. Like,
Oh, that's what it is?
I don't know that. If you see bottles,
Sergeant Michael Young, Atlanta Police Department. You stayed to look at where the area where he's located. Are you? What's your name?
His dad.
Who is that? What's your first name?
Corey.
What's your last name?
Lamar.
What's a good number for you, Mr. Lamar? Okay. So who else lives here other than him?
His brother, he's in the house.
Okay.
His engineer was here.
Okay.
And his girl, his kid's mom.
His kid mom. Now, can you show me where he was found at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what happened? From what Dre tell me, Andre is his brother. Dre said
we got a couple more people coming. Just give you a heads up, okay?
Dre said, I'm gonna tell you what Dre told me.
Okay, you said Dre?
Dre, yeah, that's his brother. Dre said they had smoked the blunt.
Mm-hmm.
They came upstairs. Dre went upstairs to his room. Warren stayed in the kitchen. At some point or another, Dre came back downstairs. and he saw corn on the floor in the kitchen. And he picked corn up. And when he picked them up, he said corn was breathing hard.
Okay.
He laid him on the sofa. He was snoring. I'm sorry, they was snoring. So he laid him on the sofa. He went back upstairs. And when he came, he said he checked him and stuff. You know, like he was said that he was breathing. And said that he laid him on the sofa. And Dre went to take the Sprinter to the shop for me. And I missed three calls from Amber, who was his girl, who was his baby mama. And she texted me. She was like, "Please call me." She was like, "Please call me. I'm finna call the ambulance." So when she said that, I was in Decatur. I immediately came here, and when I got here, they had him on a stretcher, and had that thing on his chest, you know, with his arms up. So entertainer, man, he do drugs.
Is it now? Is the blunt still in there that he smoked?
They probably smoked the blunt, bro.
Smoked the blunt.
But another one of his kids, mom, I talked to her since today, and she was on the phone with him up until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. She said,
2 o'clock.
And she said that he ordered some food. She said he told her he took a Xanax pill. And while they were on the phone talking, he was drinking lean. And she was like, "Why is you drinking that lean and you say you just took a pill?" You follow what I'm saying? So I'm not going to deny, man. Like, and when I say heavy drugs, man, you know, as a parent, they only going to let you see so much.
Okay.
But it's like, I know, like, when I talk to him, I know when he high, and I know when he not. Me and him spoke on the phone several times yesterday. He wasn't high. You follow me? But I think our last conversation, it was daytime. May have been like 3 o'clock or something. He wasn't high, but she did. And I told her, I said, "Tell me the truth. Don't lie to me." She did tell me he was high, man.
What's your last name?
Lamar.
What's a good number for you, Mr. Lamar? Okay. So who else lives here other than him?
His brother, he's in the house.
Okay.
His engineer was here.
Okay.
And his girl, his kid's mom.
His kid mom. Now, can you show me where he was found at?
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
Well, what happened? From what Dre tell me, Andre is his brother. Dre said...
We got a couple more people coming. Just give you a heads up, okay?
Dre said... I'm going to tell you what Dre told me.
Okay, you said Dre?
Yeah, that's his brother. Dre said they had smoked the blunt. They came upstairs. Dre went upstairs to his room. Corn stayed in the kitchen. At some point or another, Dre came back downstairs, and he saw corn on the floor in the kitchen. And he picked corn up. And when he picked them up, he said corn was breathing hard.
Okay.
He laid him on the sofa. He was snoring. I'm sorry, they was snoring. So he laid him on the sofa. He went back upstairs. And when he came, he said he checked him and stuff. You know, like he was said that he was breathing. And said that he laid him on the sofa. And Dre went to take the Sprinter to the shop for me. And I missed three calls from Amber, who was his girl, who was his baby mama. And she texted me. She was like, "Please call me." I'm finna call the ambulance. So when she said that, I was in Decatur. I immediately came here. And when I got here, they had him on a stretcher. And had that thing on his chest, you know, with his arms up. So entertainer, man, he do drugs.
Is it now? Is the blunt still in there that he smoked?
They probably smoked the blunt, bro.
Smoked the blunt.
But another one of his kids, mom, I talked to her since today, and she was on the phone with him up until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, she said.
2 o'clock.
And she said that she said he ordered some food. She said he told her he took a Xanax pill. And while they were on the phone talking, he was drinking lean. And she was like, why is you drinking that lean? And you say you just took a pill. You follow what I'm saying? So I'm not going to deny, man. Like, and when I say heavy drugs, man, you know, as a parent, they only going to let you see so much.
Okay.
But it's like, I know, like, when I talk to him, I know when he high, and I know when he not. Me and him spoke on the phone several times yesterday. He wasn't high. You follow me? But I think our last conversation, it was daytime. They have been like 3.
Okay. That's what you was munching on? That's his food?
Eating all day yesterday, so.
That's his food? Are you related to him?
His girlfriend.
What happened?
Okay.
Yeah, 3.12. She'll agree doing CPR on the mail. It doesn't appear to be alert or conscious. But CPR is in progress.
He said last he seen him here at 4 in the morning. I know he didn't come in the room.
Come in this way?
Or anything. I left to take my son to school this morning. He was laid on the couch. But I seen like nail all over the floor, like he had knocked over something, like he was trying to get somewhere to sit down. I don't know.
Those guys can sit down.
So,
what?
when I left, he was still awake. I checked on him and I put a blanket over him. I came back. I'm like, okay, he's still good. I left him there. He'll usually just get up and come in the room. So after that, I woke up around 11 and I come in here and I don't feel his pulse, his heart, or anything.
So when you saw him the first time, was he breathing? Do you see
He was breathing, but he was breathing hard.
It was really hard, but you didn't think nothing of it.
No, I didn't. He was just asleep.
Does he have any underlying condition or anything?
No, not that I know of. He's never been having to be on medication, hospital, or anything.
Okay. So you said last time he went out, you said went to the club last night or something?
No, he didn't go anywhere.
Okay.
He didn't go nowhere. So he didn't go nowhere.
Okay. So what you say you came in, he was laying on the couch.
Yeah, when I came out the room, our room is right here. He was laying on the couch when I took my son to school this morning.
Okay, this one, okay.
He was good. I came back, he was still good. I put a blanket over him.
Do you talk to him by any chance or anything? Or
no, we didn't talk. He was just asleep. So I left him there, put a blanket over him. And I got up at 11 and I come in here, I feel his face cold. And that's how I knew if he was breathing, because his earring was moving, because his pulse.
Yeah, okay, his pulse. Okay. All right.
So,
they're working on him. So you say he was foaming out the mouth?
Yeah, I turned his face over and I seen like.
Do you see anything? Maybe anything he might have taken or anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you. What's your name, ma'am?
Amber.
Amber. All right. Just give us a second what they're working on. Okay. Grady's the best. They will do whatever they can. All right. So he said that you woke up this morning. Yesterday he was eating. He was fine. He was up. Everything else. So he didn't go nowhere at all. Okay. Now this morning, so you went to sleep, you went to bed, I'm assuming, before him. So this morning when you woke up, he wasn't in bed with you, right?
But he was out here.
He was out here on the couch. And you woke up around 7 or 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay.
I woke up at 6:45.
6:45 to bring the kids to school. And you noticed he was on the couch, and you know,
was fine.
he was fine. You was breathing, okay. So you covered him up, right? You covered him up, okay. Then when he came back from dropping the kids to school, you went upstairs.
No, I went back in our room.
You went back in our room.
Yeah, but when he came back, he was still asleep.
You were still asleep, okay. So he came back around what time,
8:15, 8:30.
8:15, 8:30 was still sleeping. Okay. Then
you need an additional unit?
At least 2 additional units. Yeah, the CSIM trauma, so just give him a little bit of second. They'll let me know because all the officers down there.
Oh no,
so
my
if
dad just told me I should go here.
huh?
His dad just told me I should go there. So his dad is in there right now and his brother.
Okay. Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna wait for it, and once I just give me like 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can knock on the door. He got it. He gonna go get my kids.
You gonna go get your kids?
No, he has my kids.
Okay.
He's gonna go get them, but somebody's gonna stay here, so you can let them know.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
So you found him on the floor.
Yeah, I put him on the sofa. Because he was snoring. He was snoring. He was still snoring. He was asleep. Like, and I see he had food in his mouth. So I'm like, how the fuck you fall asleep with food in your mouth?
This is the food that was eating?
It was like 3 in the morning.
Look at this. Does he sleep like that?
He sleep hard.
No, like with his eyes like that.
Yeah, he sleep hard. I would have called somebody if I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
If it didn't look normal, I would have been dead. But like I've seen him sleep like that before.
But with the mouths and stuff like that, yeah.
It's fine when I came back, but when I got up just now.
So you saw him last on the sofa or the floor?
Sofa. They told me to put him on the floor.
On the floor. But I put him on the sofa.
Okay.
I'm the one that dragged him and put him right here.
Okay.
You cover him? Okay. Then when you came back from dropping the kids to school, you went upstairs?
No, I went back in our room.
You went back in our room?
Why didn't Andre bother to send him to the hospital? Or at least walk him around the house a little bit when he literally found him laying on the floor with food in his mouth? Nobody just randomly wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning just to put food in their mouth and get back on the floor. Clearly that man was not well, and that's how he ended up on the floor in the first place. And from the looks of it, he didn't inform Amber about this either, because she didn't bother to check on him that morning and just went on about her business too, despite seeing him laying on the couch. I'm pretty sure if she was aware of what happened earlier that morning, she wouldn't have just walked past him on that couch without checking on him. Oh, but it gets even worse, because TMZ somehow got a hold of the emergency 911 call Amber made that morning. And this is when rumors about him possibly being poisoned came in. Not only that, but this 911 call made people suspect that Amber is a possible suspect because of how calm she sounded. She was telling the dispatch writer about how Quan was foaming at the mouth and how he was cold. But people couldn't help but notice just how calm she sounded.
Need an ambulance.
Tell me exactly what happened.
My boyfriend, he's been asleep on the couch since this morning. Well, he never came to bed last night. Sleep on the couch. I left him on the couch before I took my son to school this morning, put a blanket over him. And now I just checked on him again because he never got up. I don't feel a heartbeat. I don't see him breathing.
And you said, hold on, you said on the couch, and what happened?
I said I put a cover over him because it gets a little cool. He's in the living room. And now I just checked on him because I see he never got up. And I don't see him breathing. I don't feel a heartbeat or anything. And I turned him over. I see he kind of foamed at the mouth.
I'm sorry, are you saying he's not breathing? Is that correct? I'm not hearing you.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. If there's
yes.
a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
The streets are talking, and they're saying something that ain't right. Now here's where it gets even crazier. After dropping that tasteless IG post, Andre's been MIA. Nobody's seen him, and there's even talk that he skipped town. It's like he dropped a bomb on social media and then vanished into thin air. Some folks are speculating that he's on the run, but from what? That's the million-dollar question, fam. Is he feeling guilty about something, or is he just trying to avoid the media circus? Either way, it's not a good look.
Yeah, I'm on 47 call at 4680 Hamden Forest Drive Southwest. Got a call out here. Girlfriend stated that this morning she woke up around like 6:45, 7 o'clock to drop her kids off to school, and she noticed that her baby father was asleep on the couch. He was breathing like very hard. Cover him up, they didn't think nothing of it. She stated that when she came back, he was still breathing. She went to bed, woke up around like 11 o'clock, And when she went downstairs and she touched him, and she noticed that his body was cold, that's when she called 911. I spoke to several people in the house, including his brother and his engineer. The brother stated that they saw him on the floor around like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning this morning. He was, sleep, breathing. He was sleeping, breathing, with no issues, and he picked him up and put him on the couch. That's what I got for now. He doesn't have any underlying disease, any medical issues or anything. And I asked him, "Do you take anything?" They said no. He don't think he took anything. But the last thing that he actually ate was some food that he ordered from, possibly from DoorDash.
Do you have the name and date of birth of the decedent?
He's not deceased as of yet. They took him to the hospital, but when the Grady and Fire were on scene, they were working on him. It doesn't appear to be alert or conscious, so they took him to the hospital. There's no pulse as of yet, so they will let me know if they're 48. I'm just advising on what I got for now.
Oh, so he's been transported to the hospital for medical treatment. He was not 48 when you got to the house.
No, he wasn't alert, conscious, no breathing when I got to the house.
And there's nothing suspicious when you got there surrounding his need for medical attention?
Grady was already working on him by the time I got there, because they got there before me. Based on what I'm seeing, they had him on the floor, on the couch. I didn't see anything suspicious, but the only thing that, they showed me a picture of him when his brother showed me a picture of him where they picked him up on the floor, sometime this morning. But they said, he fell asleep with the food in his mouth, and the way his eyes look, it was kind of weird. But I asked him, does he sleep like that, with his eyes open like that? And they said, yeah, that's how you sleep. But they said that the male, it's like he fell. It looks like he fell, but it looks like he fell on the floor. But the way the male were looking, it was kind of like, the male was on the floor too. So they found it kind of weird, but they didn't think nothing of it.
Okay, what I'm asking is does he didn't have any gunshot wounds, no stab wounds, no, blunt force trauma or anything like that?
Negative.
I copy. And how old is he?
34-year-old. Stand by. I think the other officer calling me right now. Yo.
You said how old?
Yeah. What you said? He's 34 years old. What you said? Yeah, I'm talking to homicide right now. Yeah,
and he was transported to Grady for further medical treatment. I would do an information report.
Yeah, okay.
Just in case, he does 48 and we have it documented. Just do a 39 and just notate everything that you observed and, non-miscellaneous crime information report.
Copy. What's your unit number? Your name?
4123. Wortham. WORTHAM. Just notate in the narrative what Grady bus transported him. Also, please.
Copy. Yeah, what you're saying is, because there's a lot going on. They want to play as a 39 for now, but this is not alert. If it was alert and conscious, they would have called it. What? Yeah, it's not fully 48, exactly. So if it was alert and conscious, they would have called it. So at this point, they want me to do 30.
For my daddy, I do it for my mama. Them long nights I feel
It was them pills. It was them pills. And it wasn't a lot of pills because he just came back from out of town. He just got back from out of town. And at the end of the day, when he took that shit, on Wednesday night, when he took that shit on Wednesday night, I don't give a fuck that girlfriend, she know who gave it to him, when they gave it to him, and where he got it from. So it's all up to her to spill the beans on what the fuck happened and where he got it from.
Now, let me ask you this question. Now, did you hear? I'm pretty sure you did. You heard the 911 call, didn't you?
Yeah, I heard it.
What's your thought? What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that is just it's normal. You know why? You know why I'm saying it's normal? Because it's normal for you to just go to bed without that nigga.
That's true. That's true. It's
normal. I mean, I'm gonna leave you on the spot. I'm gonna leave you right here. When you wake up, you get up, you come to bed. You don't come to bed. Hey, I'm gonna holler at you in the morning, and I feel like it was genuine. Only thing that I can say, 100. I just put it down for her to put it out. Where he got it from, when he took it, and who he got it from. Period. Because on G Street, connect from G Street, because we call it family. We call it family on G Street, no matter what.
So let me ask this question. Hold on. So nobody else died from that though. Let's talk about it. Nobody else died from it, right? Did anybody die today? No. Yesterday? But so my point is, so if everybody know where it's coming from, allegedly, this is live. Allegedly, how is it that he's the one that got the dirty batch?
Okay. Listen to this.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen to this. 100. He got cousins, nephews, and everything that was with him. They were doing the same thing. I said the same thing. But at the end of the day, who knows where he got it from when he came from out of town? He just come from out of town. He been out of town. So it could have been separate. He could have already had some shit
from out of town.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's where he got it from. He got it from, because the nigga's cousins, brothers, ain't who he was with. Like, on the 911 call, you hear old boy say, where Aunt?
Yeah.
Aunt is always with this nigga. I'm talking about 24/7. He's with him.
So why he ain't there when he left? So he probably seen him fucking croak, die, respectfully, rest in peace, and bounce.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is we don't know, because guess what? The family ain't even seen Aunt.
I was about to ask that. No, so nobody ain't seen him since. Nobody ain't seen Aunt since.
Nope.
There you have it.
Nope.
It's
and you said it. I can't say it no better than that. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you, I bet you I don't sell no dope to nobody I don't know.
Right.
I bet you that.
That's true. Absolutely.
You know why? You know why I ain't gonna sell nothing to nobody I don't know? Because I don't know you.
Right. That's a fact. That's the first rule. If I don't know you, you don't get served.
Yeah, I don't know you, so you don't get served. You could be anybody.
Did you ever meet his girlfriend, his baby moms, Rich Homie Quans?
Yes. All these other people that's in the street, they're just clout chasing. At the end of the day, it was only one, and that was the one that you heard on the tape. The rest of the folk was just getting money. That's it.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they just get money. They was just getting money. Everybody that you see that's posting shit was just getting money. That's it.
Right. You can tell that Rich Homie Quan was doing his thing as well, right? We don't know what's going on at home, their relationship or whatnot. You understand what I'm saying? But he's on live and he's kissing on Erica Banks and sending the inboxes to her that I wanted to holler at you, but I ain't want to get rejected, and the other girl and all that shit.
It's all about money. It's all about money, Mike. It don't even matter. It's all about that bread.
That's true.
I mean, it's all about money. It doesn't matter.
Rich Homie did not overdose. Let's set that right. He was poisoned, right? Because you can.
Wack goes on to say you can do the normal amount that you normally do of whatever substance you're doing, and it's perfectly fine. But if you've been poisoned or someone has put fentanyl in your, stash, then it's going to kill you. And it's not official that that's what killed Rich Homie. R.I.P., by the way, sad. But if that is it, he did overdose. Maybe he was poisoned as well. But you know who doesn't pass away due to fentanyl overdoses? People who don't do drugs. I'm sorry, maybe that's insensitive to say, but it's the truth. If you're worried about dying of a fentanyl overdose, there is a very, very easy way to make sure that that never happens, and that's to not do things that could be laced with fentanyl. That might even mean just like buying Adderall off the street. I understand there's a fentanyl epidemic in our country, but the best way to stay safe from it.
And it was known that he was allegedly hooked on that white powder. A police report was later released, which included the statement of his baby mama, Amber, and this is when people started to side-eye her. According to the police report, Amber said she woke up at 6:45 a.m. to get the kids ready for school, but when she woke up, he wasn't in the bed. She checked the bathroom to see if he was in there, but he wasn't there either. And when she went downstairs, she found him asleep on the couch, so she covered him with a blanket and took the kids to school. When she arrived back at the house, she saw him still laying on the couch in the same exact position he was in when she left the house. But for some reason, she still didn't bother to check on him or nothing. She just assumed he was still asleep, so she went right up to go back to sleep. And by 11 a.m., which is about 5 hours since she had went to sleep, she woke up to find Quan still on the couch. When she went to check on him, she noticed his body was cold and he wasn't breathing at all and immediately called 911. A lot of people went in on Amber when they found this out because they felt like she should have at least checked on him when she came back and found him in the same position he was in when she left. One person said, her leaving to drop her kids off at school without even checking, touching, or kissing him goodbye or anything sounds questionable to me. Another person said, the whole situation is suspect. Whether he was always high or not, something not right. But this was just the start of people questioning Amber's credibility in this entire case, because Quan's brother Andre later gave the police a report of that morning. And he added even more context that people had side-eyeing him as well. Andre told the police that he woke up around 3 a.m. on the morning of Quan's death and saw him asleep on the floor by the kitchen with food in his mouth. Andre described the entire incident as very unusual, and according to him, he picked Quan up off the floor and put him on the couch. From Andre's statement, he was the first person to see Quan that morning, and he was the one who put him on the couch. Now, the bigger question on a lot of people's minds is,
if I die, knock on wood, it's gonna be from at home. Or from me, you know what I'm saying? Catching a nut going out that way.
It's still unbelievable. I feel like flies. I don't want to accept it, but I have to, you know? I don't know, my brother, he hurt me with this. He hurt me, man. But to see him grow and to know, like, we started this from a karaoke machine. Like, my brother made his own beats. He recorded himself. He learned how to do all that with no school, you know? Like, I would be outside playing sports and he'd be in the house on a computer. It's just what he was. He perfected his craft, and I stood there and I watched him grow every day, every night. I traveled with him everywhere. He took us from around 285 to flights to Dubai. In 2014, I traveled the world with a passport. Like, since I was a child, my mama always made me walk to the bathroom with my brother, and he was the oldest. You know, I could be mid-bite, like, get up, you better go follow him to that bathroom, you know? So I was always his protector, you know? Even though he was the oldest, I always walked through them doors first. And he has now opened up doors for his family, for us to continue and be better than what we were yesterday. So I want to applaud him and tell him that I appreciate him from taking me from 285, Old National, to the East Side, to endless flights, from instant oatmeal and cereal to continental breakfast. You know, and from continental breakfast to personal chefs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went from apartments, you know, sometimes no hot water, man. Like, we didn't stop.
From his very first song to his last one, I was his biggest fan. Whoever he went against, I went against with him. Wherever Dre wasn't, I was. From the west side to the east side, they know me. From being Quan Crazy sister. So to everybody, I just want everybody to, if this was the message, thank you. And to my family, we gonna get better. And to them kids, I'm TT. I'm gonna forever be TT. To my brother Dre, I love you. Everybody on this front line, I love you. Second line and third line. To everybody that traveled with him, thank you for protecting him and bringing him back home for one. Bringing back home one. Back to my mom. Ma, I got you. Ma, I got you. Thank you.
So, I drank a little Ciroc. Forgive me, church. Had some bottles of Ciroc down at the apartment downtown. And I usually buy them because I just like the pretty bottles. But whenever I want to have me a drink, I have me a little drink. So I was down there one evening, Ciroc sitting over there on the counter looking good. Grabbed me a glass and poured me some Ciroc. And put some juice in it. So I went to take a drink. I said, man, this tastes real. I ain't no drinker, but I said, this tastes real weak, man. So I called Duke. Duke, man, you did something to the Ciroc? He said, no, Dad, I ain't touched no Ciroc. So I called Quan. I said, Quan, you did something to the Ciroc, man. He started laughing. So I said, man, what you do? He said, man, I was down there one night. All my brown were gone. That Ciroc was calling my name, man. I said, you drunk all my Ciroc, man? He said, Dad, I drunk all of it. He said, man, but the crazy part about it, that was 3 months ago. He said, I've been waiting on this call for 3 months, man. But he took and put water back in my bottle to make it look like it was full. You know what I'm saying? But I just say to my son, man, you consider me to be your hero, but I wish I would have told you that you were my hero. Your sacrifices, your endurance, your strength carried us. I would be on there on Thursdays and Fridays and see you, and then to see videos on a Saturday of how you were, you know, a whole different person once you were on stage. So before I leave, I want to say this. Me and Quan used to ask each other for favors here and there. And I have one more favor I want to ask you, son. I know you're up there in heaven looking down on us. If you don't mind, save a spot for me.
So the police report regarding the passing of Rich Homie Quan has been released. I want to go over it with y'all, and then I want y'all to let me know what y'all think. Now, you can pause to read, but the report states that Rich Homie Quan was found by his brother on the kitchen floor at 3 a.m. in the morning. His brother had believed that Quan had fell asleep, but he found it weird that Quan had food in his mouth. Now, his brother proceeded to pick him up and place him on the sofa. It also states that Rilla, which is Quan's baby mom / girlfriend, says that when she got up, she saw him asleep on the sofa. She says that when she came back home from taking the kids to school, that he was still asleep on the couch. So she went back to bed, fell asleep, and did not wake up until 11 a.m. That's when she went to go check on him and realized that he was cold. Now, when the officer arrived on the scene, he did state that Quan was not conscious, alert, or breathing. And that's when he was later transferred to Grady Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Now, what I find weird is that Quan was found by his brother, who literally saw him laid out, 3 a.m. in the morning on the kitchen floor with food in his mouth and didn't think to check his pulse, didn't think to see if he was breathing. He literally just picked him up and laid him on the couch. I'm not going to speculate anything or accuse anybody of anything, but in my opinion, I feel like it does not make sense and something is very off. It has been ruled as no crime, but it's still under pending investigation.
They asked me, they said, who gonna be around longer, Rich Homie Quan or Young Thug? And I said, probably Rich Homie Quan. Clearly I was wrong. clearly I was wrong.
How you feel about that?
I mean, you don't get them all right, you know? You don't get them all right. But I did even say back then, I said the thing about Thug, his voice is like an instrument. Like it sounds like it's a part of the beat when he's on the record. So I always thought that was unique about you.
You was wrong.
You
were wrong.
Just say I was wrong.
Yeah, I was definitely wrong. But then also too, I would hear people in Atlanta talk about you from a street perspective. So I was like, well, he seemed like he in too deep. So, you know.
And I heard you on stage screaming "Free Thugger," right? Is there any chance that at some point in the future, either be unreleased music or whatnot, that we'll hear y'all on a song together again?
That I don't know, because we do have a lot of unreleased. We do have a lot of music that hasn't been released, but who knows what the future holds? First and foremost, let's free Thugger, let's free anybody locked up, let's free Luwak, Lucci. It's a touchy situation, so I try not to talk about it a lot, but I don't know what the future holds, man. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have a conversation, and then it'll start from there.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on Rich Homie Quan passing?
It's sad, man. He didn't have to make that choice. I had a whole conversation with him. He was telling me, like, the ball wasn't in his court. I guess he didn't know how big he was. I don't know. He ended his career when he chose to go against Thug.
But how did he choose to go against Thug?
So he started going to shows and started talking about Thug. See, Thug was always, you know, Rich Homie, my boy.
Yeah.
And then he went saying, told somebody, get away from me looking like a Young Thug. And
he went on stage.
Cracking jokes on him a little bit, yeah.
And one thing about it, anybody who knows Thug, he got a great heart. So when you go to speaking on him like that and he know you know him, you know what I mean? He just prefer to move himself from you.
But nigga, you not like that these days, bro. Your feature probably 2,500. Your feature 2,500. Like, come on, bro. Like, bro, stop popping that rich and broke shit, bro. Compared to other rappers, compared to your own peers, nigga, not like that no more, bro. You watch your shit over with.
Compared to all my old peers, I own all my shit though. That's the different bit, bro. That's what you don't know.
Your shit over with, bro. You watch, bro. Don't talk that music shit. Don't talk that music
I don't watch
shit.
like your hair nigga watch.
Lame as fuck. Like, come on, bro. You was just scratching dashes about your hair. Don't talk about hair being
I know my shit dirty.
I dirty. Don't talk about niggas' hair being niggas' hair being washed.
I'm saying your shit just look dirty from far. They trying to tell you, leave homie alone. You better get up out of there. And he said, yo, you what? Now see back to the nigga. Nah, nigga, you just started this.
Rich Homie Quan snitching. At this point, I'm not even surprised. Not only has more paperwork dropped in the YSL case, but an audio recording just dropped of none other than Rich Homie Quan spitting a whole verse to law enforcement about Young Thug.
Right.
While it may be hard for some to understand Rich Homie speaking a language native to the streets of Atlanta, what he's speaking on is the very murder that would cause the fall of YSL.
I got one of the biggest bloods in America with me, my nigga. You did Atlanta, Georgia.
There are shell casings up and down the street. Now, I'm told one of the men who was shot, a man in his mid-20s, is in critical condition, but that his status could change for the worse overnight.
Rich Homie Quan's former manager, Donovan Thomas, who went by the name Peanut or Big Nut, was a member of the Inglewood family Bloods. His 2015 assassination outside of an Atlanta barbershop would result in a back-and-forth war between Inglewood family and Sex Money Murder. The majority of the violence will be documented in the YSL indictment. Prosecutors allege Young Thug was in communications with Sex Money Murder leader Kyle Ory, who's currently serving a life sentence in Georgia State Prison. Big Nut was said to have snitched against members of the gang, and prosecutors allege Young Thug orchestrated his death by renting the vehicle YSL members would later use to commit the drive-by that took Nut's life. After the hit, Thug and the alleged shooters would take a trip to Miami to lay low. Rich Homie Quan would speak with investigators explaining he never saw Thug in Atlanta after the murder. He was going to confront him at a Miami show over the rumors that Thug played a part in Nut's death. Rich Homie would allege people knew Thug had something to do with it, but they couldn't prove it. He'd then say he isn't a rat and he isn't telling. He's just keeping it real with investigators. Rich Homie would also allege Thug was jealous of the relationship he had with Nut, as Thug wanted to control the Atlanta music scene and Nut was keeping Rich Homie at a distance from Thug. This wasn't all Rich Homie would speak on though. 2 pictures of the interview transcripts would make its way to News Made It. Rich Homie would state him and Thug frequented or resided in the same condominium leading up to Nut's death and that they were cool. But after the murder, they drifted apart. 14 minutes into the interview, Rich Homie would speak on his truck being shot up and immediately calling Young Thug, alleging his people were behind it. He'd then speak on his father's barber shop being shot up and knowing whoever did it had something to do with Nut's death. 4 months before Nut was killed, a gunman would open fire inside of a barber shop, striking Rich Homie's father 4 times. The barber shop had just been shot up a month prior to this incident. Investigators believe the attack stemmed from Rich Homie beefing with local rappers, but at the time, Rich Homie Quan denied the rumors. Now speaking with investigators, when asked why his father would be targeted, Rich Homie explained at the time, him and Thug were doing shows together, but he was getting the most money. They wanted his dad out of the picture to further control Rich Homie's management, and they knew his dad was at the barbershop 24/7. He had no proof Thug was behind the shooting, but he did bring up an argument his dad had with Birdman. His father wouldn't share the details on what was said, but would later tell him, "We're gonna fall back from them." 22 minutes into the interview, Rich Homie was asked why he wouldn't sign with Birdman, and he explained other artists are constantly complaining about their financial situation. He felt he'd make more money on his own, and then later sign. Rich Homie would say that after Nut was killed, he didn't contact Thug, and Thug didn't contact him. Thug would move out of the condo about 2 weeks after the murder, and when asked why Thug called him Bitch Homie Quan 2 months after Nut's death, he didn't have an answer. Providing the investigator with Young Thug's phone numbers, the investigator asked if Thug ever made any threatening messages to him, but Rich Homie would state he's smarter than that. Roughly 30 minutes into the interview, the paperwork would be cut off, so realistically, we don't know how long Rich Homie sat down with investigators, but we do know he's on the YSL witness list. This leaves the possibility that Rich Homie would be called in to testify against Thug, as he'd have to recite everything said in the interview in front of Young Thug. So did Rich Homie Quan snitch? Absolutely. He's alleging Thug was behind the murder of Nut, the shooting of his father, and the shooting of his truck. Rich Homie would say he's keeping it real with investigators, and regardless of whether or not he portrayed a street lifestyle and abides by the street code, this is another major loss for the city of Atlanta, as another Atlanta rapper has cooperated. Now this is bad, and from what I heard from a source in Atlanta, the DA is trying to find out who's leaking all this, and they're trying to put charges on people for leaking this information, because stuff like this will make a witness not want to cooperate. And if a witness is like, hey, I just got exposed by so-and-so and they just released all this stuff that y'all said wasn't going to get released, I don't want nothing to do with this, I don't want to testify, the courts can then charge that person with tampering with the witness. You just affected the case by fucking up a witness testimony. So this is getting deep. They're trying to find out who exposed YSL Woody. I guarantee you they're trying to find out who just released the audio to Rich Homie Quan. I feel that a lot of people are gonna have different opinions in this situation. Does Rich Homie Quan abide by the street code? I never heard of him having a gang affiliation. I don't really remember him talking about shooting people, this, that, and the third. He's saying a close friend of his was killed. He's willing to tell investigators everything he knows. He's saying his father was targeted and shot, and he himself was targeted and shot at. And goddamn, it's just like, who else is gonna tell? Who else already told and we don't know about it? I mean, they got mad names on the witness list. Even Lil Wayne and YFN Lucci. And Lucci just denied the deal they were trying to give him in his RICO case. So I can't imagine what they have that would make him a witness in this case. But in my opinion, just from what I read, since we don't know how long this interrogation actually was, we just know it was about 30 minutes, he did bad. He definitely did bad. Definitely didn't have to say all that, but made the decision to do so. I haven't heard a response from him after everything came out on the internet. I know that the night this video is being recorded, he's supposed to be performing at the same show as Boosie and Webby, and I don't know if there's gonna be any conflict from that situation. We're just gonna have to wait and see how this plays out. But hey, let me know y'all thoughts and comments in the comments section. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. Till next time.